Hello crafters, this is Suzanne from A Creative Muse, and I am here today to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And I made two new Father's Day cards, mainly featuring this new die set from Spellbinders. And it's a super cute die set because it does cover a lot of occasions. It's actually called the Many Everything Word Die Set. So we're going to talk about this in a second. Although my father has passed away many years now, this year in particular I've been making Father's Day cards, so it seems like he's just been on my mind a lot more than usual this year. And so I decided to continue making Father's Day cards. And these cards that I'm going to show you can translate from being masculine cards, Father's Day, birthday, into more feminine cards too, because of the simplicity with it. I actually made two simple cards. Alrighty crafters, let's get started. So let me first show you the die set. This one is new from Spellbinders and it's already in store. This one is the Merry Everything Words. It's a 10-piece die set. Comes with this little layering piece. It can be either a label, you can shorten it, extend it. It has two ends. I love this bracketed edge as opposed to the, what would I call this? Like a reverse fishtail angled edge. What I really love about this die set is the phrases. We have happy and then day. So happy Easter, happy Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, happy Halloween, happy Thanksgiving. Oh yes. And then this can convert this into, you could use a punch too, but if you do misplace this, it could then can convert it into a tag, or you could use it as a bookmark. That'd be cute too as a bookmark. So nice, comprehensive, all year round die set. Doesn't include Christmas because the next set in this line, and I believe this is designed by Becky Feekin for Spellbinders. There is one that has Christmas, and I have that one as well. I'll show you another time. This video is going to focus on Merry Everything Words, okay? Here are my two simple Father's Day cards. Love, love, love. And on both of them, I did go with the Happy Father's Day. And I love that they did put the apostrophe built into the word, so it's not separated. So you don't have to, you know, cut out the little apostrophe, then you lose it and you can't find it, that type of stuff. I did use on both, because I did use foil on both. I used the Sizzix adhesive sheets just to help me keep everything together and keep the foil smooth. So let's now talk about each card. Let's go with the more simpler one. This one features, and I tell you, I love these Spellbinders embossing folders. They are bang for your buck. I mean, it already set the mood of the card, and it really is just a few die cutting, layering, and that's it. And it's done. But I think in the simplicity, it's really pretty. This one is the Spellbinders Optical Arches embossing folder. Their new oversized embossing folders. I tell you, these are like a runaway winner. 8.5 inch tall, 5.5 inch wide. It just covers everything. Slimline cards, A2 cards, 5x7 cards, 5-inch square cards. Just bang for your buck in terms of these embossing folders. And the room for making an error when you're doing embossing is greatly reduced because you have so much square footage to emboss. Because sometimes when the folders are small, you know, you put it in at an angle, all of a sudden everything is not straight. Yeah. So for me, I love this. Let me pull out the die so you can see. Here is that same panel here turned sideways. I cut it in navy, I cut it in gray, layered the two-piece, then popped it up. The flowers, if you're like, ooh, Suzanne, I love the flowers. These are those mini blooms and sprigs die set. Let me find it. Here it is. Mini blooms and sprigs. I think last year. So not like super old, but it's an older die set. And it's just, here you're looking at, this. It doesn't come with all these dies. This is more than one set in here because I like to run multiples. This is the die that I'm using. So before, I normally see it layered as one piece. And let me show it to you. And just while putting the card together, so you would cut out and it would come like this, two pieces, right? So I guess I'm going to start my mini tutorial now. You cut it out and you get the individual pieces. Now, most examples I've seen it like this. which is fine. You put the center in, which in this case are some of those Spellbinders fashion gold pearls. And everything that I'm discussing here, I'm going to link below so you can easily find it. While watching a movie and crafting, I did like this and I turned it. That's how I got it to be like this. And glued the center. I didn't glue everything else. See how they're all loose? But I did stagger it. And then there, that's when I turned it into like this cute cluster flowers. So if you wanted to do a more feminine version of the card, look at that. When you change the color, it's super pretty. So this is what it looks like when 1 inch. Super cute. So I did the small version of the flowers and then the large version. Kind of did that stagger. Put that gold pearl. Happy Father's Day. Very quick card. And this card, because of the simplicity of it, you can take it beyond Father's Day. Go like a pink way. Mother's Day, Valentine's, change it into reds. Easter, just do your pastels. Halloween, oh, definitely. Then you go into the black, the orange, the purples, and you would have the same style card. Halloween, I would even use ink on here just to vary it. Thanksgiving, same flowers I would use in this same colorway. Change the background colors into a more fall tone. And you could use this same card for all these styles and change up the flowers or maybe use a pumpkin die, Halloween and Thanksgiving. Yeah, options. Options with this die set, options with this card style because it's a very simple card. Love. All right, now let's talk about the next one. I have been steadily collecting all these embossing folders. So the first one there was what was that, optical arches, but my by far favorite that started the whole thing, Geoscreen. Love this embossing folder. So I have it out already because I'm going to now show you some, it's just a good one. Modern, but depending on how you work with it, not so modern. They have splatter and diamond plaid. I just got this one the other day in the mail. Diamond plaid. Love, love, love. There they go. They're all the same size. And now Spellbinders also has some new 3D embossing folders. But with their 3D embossing folder, and I'm going to do a video in the probably coming this week, like a product spotlight, because those 3D embossing folders, you're going to have to get their universal cutting plate set, which is a long plate set, and I'll go more into detail because I do have one of their folders, but it's just a whole different thing. I will put links for it below and you can watch. Yana did a video, I believe it was yesterday, on it, and I did watch it just to get some tips because I was like, oh, their universal plate set covers using it in other die cut machines, including the Big Shot, etc. Not the Gemini and stuff, because this whole system is for machines that have a wide opening that can do steel rule dies, okay? Oh, crafters, I adopted a dog. In all of that's going on recently, I also adopted a dog, and she's in here. She's being quiet right now, but boy, she digging up all my craft stuff. You just don't know. Just had to stop the video a while ago because she was, I don't know what she's, now she's on the floor. If you hear her, that's Tori. One day I'll tell you about Tori because she's a funny girl. Anyway, and there she is right now. So now let's talk about the card number 2. This one I was more of, so not using this die set, more of exploring florals and different style of florals, more layering. This one is more layered, but still not a bad card to put together. In the center here, that is my fluted classics. I got the whole set, I know. I started off first with the classic squares, then I went to the circles, ovals. It's like progressively. Every time I went on, I just added another one. Love this. This is the one that's most commonly sold out, and it's the one I haven't even used yet. And in the background, this is a different way, because usually when I do use the Geoscreen embossing folder, I normally just use it as a background panel. Here, I embossed a piece, used the die, this same die, to cut a couple strips, laid them out, and then inked it up. So I'll show you kind of like a quick overview of what I did. Now, these florals, if you're wondering what this is, another runaway hit with the florals from Spellbinders. This one is the Wreath Builder, brand new in store. Here, this picture is very deceptive. It just looks like, okay, Suzanne, it's a wreath, whatever. It's a layering die, and it's a very simple but beautiful floral layering die. In this instance, I just, snip it to make the die work the way that I want it to work. And I worked with these blues. If you're in love with this blue cardstock, this is from Spellbinders. Spellbinders has some excellent cardstock. Not the cheapest in the world, but high quality. And I am reserving my Spellbinders cardstock for mostly florals. That's what I'm reserving. I'm not using this thing as a card base. Oh, no, 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 no. Layering here, this type of thing, so I can stretch this little cardstock out. Yes, that's what I'm using it for, to be honest with you. This one is a new cardstock that they released, I think, last month, Partly Cloudy. 10 sheets, 100-pound cardstock, so right there you know the quality. Nice thick quality. Feels like 110, actually. So I'll just cut a little bit, run it through my die cut machine, or put some Sizzix adhesive sheets behind it and layer it up, that type of thing. Because of the thickness, it does take glue well, so that's nice, right? And if you're wondering now what this is too, so here I layered up the flowers. I did a navy and that Partly Cloudy cardstock because I'm keeping it masculine for Father's Day. Of course, this can easily translate into a masculine birthday card as well. So that's the Wreath Builder florals. And this argyle here. Oh, loving this too. Let me tell you, I have been loving their kaleidoscope dies. I've seen these before, never gave it a chance. Bought one. Now it's like, okay, I love all these kaleidoscope sets because they remind me of another die company, which I'm not going to mention, but it doesn't have the high sticker point of a 3D layering die. So here, you could do it where on a slimline card, it becomes this whole set. I haven't even tried it like that. I'm just using these 3 bits and layering them up. This can also put a solid piece in here. These circles, I mean, one day I'll use the set as it's intended. Right now, I'm using it as an accent. And what I did was, here is the navy at the bottom. That's the thickest piece. This sort of light tealy turquoise is to match back here, which I'll discuss how I got this in a second. That's the middle, and then light blue on the top. And I think it's great. I was gonna put a bird here, like, cause Spellbinders has some really awesome, layering bird dies, but I have some other examples that I'll show you in another video. And I thought this actually worked out because the geometric here, gives that more masculine feel too. What do you guys think? Of course, you could turn it feminine if you did a different colorway in here. Maybe some corals with that blue if somebody doesn't like pink would be really pretty. So loving this kaleidoscope, and they have a whole lot of kaleidoscope dies, but loving this one too, adding this because I think it's a perfect accent in a card. And if you struggle to make masculine cards, Father's Day, birthday, etc., even Christmas, this would be great on a Christmas card. In the center of the flowers with the Partly Cloudy, here's another love for Spellbinders Crystal Mix. This little gem becomes kind of like a pearl in here, but it's not looking super feminine, but it's looking super pretty, right? All right, crafters, I'm back. Tori is between puppy and a tween, so she's all over the place. So I have another child in my life. It's my dog. But she's a riot. So this card features a lot of layering goodness. We have just a standard card base, and it's just a plain white card base. Then I have the geo screen layered up here, cut out with the die. Then I created a label here to put the Happy Father's Day, added some gems, put the florals around. I love how the fluted classic circle works back with the geo screen circles. I love that. See how they kind of mimic together? If you really look at it, this is for that little diamond shape, the circles here. Yeah, did I intend to do that? No, but I had the idea of these labels, using the labels and the florals and the Happy Father's Day. And then I kind of paused because I didn't know where to go with it. Eventually, I pulled out some layering dies, and that's where this idea came together. Sometimes you just got to put it down and then the idea will come to you. First though, let me show you the flowers. So if you want to go, let's say from Father's Day now into Mother's Day with this die, Here is some bits from the flowers when you cut it out. If you want to still keep the same colorway, see how it all of a sudden changes? Just like that. We could go pink here. You could go more of a hot pink. You could go more of this coral pink. You could put a flower here in the center if you want. I mean, there's just options. That's the beauty of Spellbinders too. They keep everything in bits. Here is the end of it for the wreath. You can clip this off just like I did. Layer up the flower. So I love this. I'm going to be cutting a whole bunch of those wreath builder because this little set, not a bad price point. Loads and loads and loads of options. You get 2 blooms here. Either this little side piece, which you can layer on top with this, that little bud there, or the bottom of it. Why am I calling it a bud? Because these are the real buds. I didn't even use this version. I did it on another card, but I'll show you, like I said, in another video. Here is the floral centers if you don't want to use gems, and they're layering too. Love. Comprehensive set. All right, so now I'm going to put this off to the side here. This is a 110-pound cardstock from Michaels in pink. And it's sort of a peachy pink. So this is if I wanted to turn the card more feminine. See how that works? Look how pretty that is already. Come on. Can you see? You know, it's just sit and play and play and play. And you'll be like, oh, wow, I see what she's saying. Especially this particular embossing folder. If you are on a tight budget, the one embossing folder I would advise to get, strongly advise, this one, Geoscreen, and you're done. You don't have to get the whole entire set. Me, I'm just like, I keep seeing it and I'm like, oh, this set is good. Every one of them. They're knocking it out the park with the florals, and they're knocking it out the park with these embossing folders. So what I did when I had cut this whole panel in white, I took distress ink, same little ink cube. You could go bigger. I've seen people do it. This was my first time doing it. That's why I did not go with a bigger ink pad. I went with a small one that I can control. Saltwater taffy on this color. And I did like this. That's what I did. As a matter of fact, I think I would go with a lighter ink because I did not expect it to be this bright. Maybe because this is a brand new ink and that's not. This one, I believe, is speckled egg. That's what I used there. And I did straight to the paper. You can also use a blending brush. So let's go a little bit softer because I feel like I just ruined this. I'm like, ooh, that's a little bright. Tap it off here. I tell you, glass mat, she's the best. And go lighter. Now see, when I'm doing the blending brush, it's also going into here. I wanted it to sit on the top, but you could also do this version where you use a blending brush. Look at the difference. Just to add, if you can keep it plain like this, or you can go more like this. And the beauty of this embossing folder is that when you cut one piece, you are getting 2 A2 pieces, 4 1/4, 4 1/4, because this whole thing is 8 1/2. Yes. So you make a mistake on one piece, take out your trimmer, cut it. This is a little mini guillotine trimmer. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. There we go. And you're ready for an A2 card. Oh, it's still got over here though. And you can continue if you want. If you like it bold, rub it like so. Direct ink to paper. I usually see this for like mixed media. And then there you go. Here's another panel. Here's a more plain panel. My eyes like this. Now, if this is too loud for you, too much 3D fun, but you still want to have the look, go with the back. And I've done this on a few cards too, because this is more quiet than this. Same thing here. This is more quiet than that. If you want it to be quiet, go that route. Just depends on what style you're going for, what you're doing with your card. Still look pretty. I've done it with the deboss side. Love, love, love. So my 100% recommendation, if you want to get at least one embossing folder and that's it, go with the Geoscreen. Out of the entire collection, which is roughly now maybe close to 20 embossing folders, this is the one I would get. It's the prettiest. It's the most versatile, I think. It's the one that I keep reaching back for. I love this too, but in a pinch, I'd always choose this over this. And the other styles as well. If you are heavy into mixed media as well, then I would definitely go with splatter. Haven't even used this one yet. This is brand new. Haven't used this one yet, but I've seen examples of it, and I do have that whole Spellbinders with the paintbrush die set, and I'm thinking more of that with this, and trying to do something with splatter, ink, the paintbrush, and something. Just time. Just haven't had the time to do it, but you know, the idea is there. And maybe I just gave you an idea too, right? That's a cute set too. Alrighty, crafters, I just wanted to show you my last Father's Day cards. This week, I'll be more focusing on, I do have some other things that I'm working on for Spellbinders. And I also want to do some 4th of July stuff too with that colorway. So maybe I'll explore something coming back into this. Alrighty, crafters, until the next video. Stay crafty, my friends. Give all of this Spellbinder goodness a try, because what we're looking at here, this is all timeless dies too. They're not like super trendy where you can't reach for this next year and the year after and the year after that. That's the beauty as well. Loving it. All right, crafters, until the next video, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.